Hi there, I'm Vandepoele, Senior Developer at Alfresco, and I'm going to talk about sending customizable emails in Alfresco. It's a relatively simple prospect, but it's really useful for your customers. So what am I going to talk about? First, I'm going to give you guys a brief overview of the out-of-the-box email sending, what it looks like. So basically, how do you send an email? What are some of these shortcomings from a user's perspective? What are solutions for some possible solutions to this? And then I'm going to give you a brief visual overview of how we at Alfresco solved these problems. So this is a really basic code of an action. You create the action, add the parameters for the mail, and then you send it. It's really basic stuff. The body of the mail is not a static HTML, as most of you know, but built by using a free marker template. It should pop up any second. Not doing anything. This was supposed to be the shortest slide of the bunch. Okay. This is too far. Go back a bit. Okay, it must be a special slide then. It's an important one because that explains basically how you build the body. It's gone. It's not there. I don't know why. There are. This is like the 4 or 5 slides later.
Maybe go past it. Maybe it got shuffled. Go past it again. Yeah. Or anywhere.
Okay, back on track. So the email body, the free marker template, we can see here the elements you can use in that template. Usually you want more stuff than that, so you can add custom key value pairs by passing it in the, oh, that was quick, in the parameter, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead. So what are the shortcomings of the basic sending? User cannot edit anything anymore, and they cannot keep track of the sent email. It's just an action, it launches, the email is gone. So the user cannot say, okay, I want to change something in the body, I want to add some extra people to the recipients. So how are we going to solve this? We're going to allow the user to edit the email in their preferred client by giving it as a download. We're going to present some metadata somewhere where they can pre-fill some recipients. where they can add on to. And we're going to create a container node so the conversation can be stored somewhere in Alfresco, which can be added as a CC recipient, but there's also another technique which I will be talking about at the very end of the presentation. So, custom email sending, this is a basic piece of code. We have an abstract web script where you create a MIME message. The most important thing to remember about this entire code is that you set the draft flag and mark it as unsent. Otherwise, the user will not be able to edit anything. It will just be presented as a regular email which was sent to the user. Now for the recipients, we created a custom control. This is a type ahead token input control. They just start typing for a metadata property. They just start typing the user and they can select it. So users, email, groups, any way you would like to enter it, just put it some metadata somewhere and make sure that the logic of your web script picks it up and generates the emails, addresses that you need. Okay, so the user sends the email action, so they click on the send action, and then to prevent cluttering with an action per email, you don't want, if you have, especially in the case of notification emails, you don't want to have 50 actions for different templates, so we have a simple pop-up where you can select which email template you would like to send. Okay, they chose the email, they can open the download, and as you can see, you get the users you wanted in the to address, you get the subject and the body that was pre-generated, and now they can edit it any way they would like to. The CC is referencing an Alfresco noderef, which I will talk about more on the next slide. So to store the email in Alfresco, you have to make sure that the inbound SMTP server is properly set up. You can address a container node by giving a node DB ID at the domain, or you could use an alias if you set the email server alias property on it. For example, inbox at my server domain. This is useful if you want all the emails sent to a specific inbox or that type of principle. Now, I was talking before about using something different than the NoDB. If you want to hide it from the user and you want the conversation to go back into Alfresco, you can set the reply to an address. That means that they get a from address like admin at your domain, but all replies go into Alfresco straight to the node you specified. This is very useful in typical cases with forum posts, so they can just reply to emails and everything comes nicely into the post. Well, that was my talk. Thank you for listening.